It's been almost a year since I've done a book haul, and I have acquired so many books since then, so it's time for a book haul. If you're new here, hi, I'm Alex. I'm a trans guy who reads a lot of queer books. That's what I do here on my channel, Pucksandpaperbacks. Today, I have a long-awaited book haul. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue doing book hauls because of some discourse around the community. I just wasn't sure if book hauls were beneficial anymore, but we had a community chat on my latest book buying audit video that I did. I'll link it down below. Over the last year, I've been doing audits on my channel where I go over what I have acquired and if I've read it. I love doing those videos because it helps me reflect on my book buying, but it has made me realize that I don't buy books anymore. I actually went into a bookstore the other day and I just didn't feel inspired to buy anything. My mentality is so different from when I first started booktube 12 years ago, because now I'm like, I could just get it from my library. And I'm very privileged to say that. Not everybody can get queer books from the library. Not everybody's library has a good system and a large collection. I am very grateful for the Free Library of Philadelphia, and there's also the Queer Liberation Library. I'll link that down below. It's free. It's through Libby. I'm in the US, so I don't know if it works outside of the US. I've had some friends not be able to access it because they're not in the US. So if you're outside of the US, I would just try it anyways. So I stopped doing book hauls because I got really insecure and was like, oh, maybe I'm a bad person, but I'm not. We talked about it and everybody said, hey, you should do them because we like to know about new books. So that's what my book hauls are like if you are new here. And I'm just gonna get right into it because I have a lot of books. I've separated them into categories. So I have my thrift finds, ARCs, physical copies that are sent from publishers, and I think that's it. I have so many books from publishers, and this is my sign to stop requesting them. That's it. I'm not requesting any more for this year. Unless there's something that I absolutely want to read, like one of my most anticipated releases, then I'll read it. That's usually what my criteria is anyway, but I've been getting a lot of pitches recently. Most of them I've turned down because why do people keep trying to pitch me a sci-fi fantasy when that's literally not what I read? It's really easy to know that that's not what I read. I will have chapters down below labeling each section, so if there's a specific thing you're looking for, check the chapters. I'm actually going to start with the 2 books that I got for Christmas. I really don't request books anymore when somebody asks me what I want for Christmas because, like I said, I don't really buy books anymore. I don't really want them. I know that sounds terrible, but I just would rather get them from the library. I got Mistakes Were Made by Meryl Wilsner, which I just read for an episode of TBR Tackle. Loved this. This is one of my new favorite books of the year. I cannot believe it. It was literally hiding in plain sight. I was so skeptical about this book, and I'm so glad that I finally read it. And I'm also glad that I read it within a good time frame of me getting it, because when I get books, they usually just sit on my shelves, which is why TBR Tackle exists. I'll link that down below as well. I also received Lark and Kasim Start a Revolution by Kacen Callender. I have actually only read 2 books by Kacen Callender. The last one I read was Felix Ever After, so I'm excited to have another book from them. Next are all of my thrift finds. I have been really looking out with the thrift finds lately. I live in Pennsylvania, so there's not many queer books in my thrift stores, but I have donated so many books that now they do have them thanks to me. But I did find a bunch of things. I did a short video where I shared some of the books that I got. This is Promise Boys by Nick Brooks. I love this. It is a great YA thriller. It is about 3 boys who are accused of murdering their principal. It is so thrilling. It's really good. I am not somebody who likes thrillers, but I really liked this one. My thrifting criteria is if it's nostalgic and adds to my Beverly Cleary collection, because I collect her books, if I've read it and enjoyed it, or if it's a book on my TBR. I don't like to add TBR books as often, but honestly, if it's something that I know I'm really going to read, then I'm gonna pick it up. I like to buy nostalgic things. I have a Beverly Cleary collection. I have not seen many of her books lately in my thrift stores, and it makes me really sad because I used to luck out very well. Library book sales have been pretty good too. That collection is kind of on pause because I haven't added anything to it recently. But I did find the New Adventures of Mary-Kate and Ashley. I was such a Mary-Kate and Ashley stan as a kid. I had all of their posters. I played their video game. I watched all their shows. I was obsessed. So it's very nostalgic to have one of their books. I also loved American Girl dolls, and I don't remember reading their books, but I've started a collection since I went to a library book sale and I found a Samantha book. I definitely hauled that one, and I recently found Molly's Surprise. What a surprise this was. I was so shocked to see this in the thrift store I went to. I really hadn't had good luck in this specific one, but I actually found so much when I went. There's also a new thrift store that I started going to, and it looks like a barn. I vlogged a little bit for my monthly vlog that I post for top members on Patreon and Bindery. I shared me unhauling and going to the thrift store, and I found True Biz by Sarah Novick in the same trip that I found Promise Boys. This is True Biz by Sarah Novick. I believe it is a general fiction. It's a story of sign language and lip reading, disability and civil rights, first love and loss, and above all, great persistence, daring, and joy. This is an unforgettable journey into the deaf community and a universal celebration of human connection. Oh, it says it follows a year of seismic romantic, political, and familial shifts for a teacher and her students at a boarding school for the deaf. Wow, I didn't know that. I knew it had deaf representation because it's called True Biz and it has sign language on the cover, but that is so exciting. I've been wanting to read this for such a long time, so I'm really glad that I was able to grab it, and it was only $2. In that same trip, I found What My Bones Know, a memoir of healing from complex trauma by Stephanie Fu. I also found Sammy Espinosa's last review by Taylor Mejia. Oh my god, I'm so excited about this. This is what I mean about TBR books. I'm definitely going to read this at some point. I would love to get around to it this year because that's one of my goals, is actually reading the books that I acquire within the year and time frame that I acquire them. A music critic stuck in a spiral of epic proportions targets her teenage crush for a career comeback and a chance at revenge. What could possibly go wrong? And last is a book that I found, I think it was like the last half of 2025. It's an anticipated release. It's A Love Skate Relationship by Carli J. Corson. I am so excited about this. I've been recommended this so much over the last year, like since it was released, and it is a hockey book, I believe. I did not know that that's what this was about. Charlie Porter is a force to be reckoned with, both on and off the ice of the hockey rink. When she accidentally starts a brawl after a game, she's suspended from school, meaning no hockey this season and no chance to play in front of scouts. Alexa Goldstein's pair's skating partner was hurt in the fight, and with only a few months until their competition, pickings for a replacement are slim. So she strikes a deal with Charlie. Skate with her at the competition well enough to place, and her Olympian mother will use her formidable connections to get Charlie in front of scouts at D1 schools, even without her team. It seems impossible, and not just because Charlie has never figure skated before. Where Charlie is powerful, Alexa is elegant. Where Charlie is quick to blow up, Alexa is an ice queen. But as the frostiness between them thaws, they begin to wonder if they found a partner for more than just skating. I did not know that's what this was about. Oh, I hope I can fit this in sometime this year because I really need to read this. Honestly, maybe this will be going into my sports video that I want to do. Those are all my thrift finds. I am sweating because it is so hot today. Oh my god, can you see the sweat literally like glistening off of me? Let me take 5 and I will resume. Okay, I'm back. Let's start with the arcs. I have This Season of Light and Darkness, sent by Simon Teen. I actually just featured this in my new releases video. In the months since a dictator was elected president, the United States have been turned upside down. Scientists and dissenters are deemed terrorists, including 16-year-old Ellie Jacobs' family. To escape persecution, her family decides to cryogenically freeze themselves for 10 years in her father's lab. In 10 years, things will be better. They have to be. But the government discovers the lab after only 3 years and thaws Ellie's body early. She awakens completely alone and told the rest of her family didn't survive. To a nightmare of a strange new world. Suddenly, she must abandon everything she knows to go through readmittance. Ellie is terrified until her pre-freeze boyfriend Ryan shows up and tells her that she should trust the good people around her. But Ellie isn't sure that she can still trust Ryan. What Ellie doesn't know is that her brother Scott never went through the freeze. He ran away and joined a band of teenage resistance fighters. When Scott learns that Ellie has been thawed early, he risks everything to save her before the brainwashing begins. I kind of sped run that because I already read this for that video, but this sounds sadly timely. I said in my new releases video that I have a feeling that these type of dystopians are going to be very common in the next couple years, but this sounds pretty interesting. Scary, but interesting. Simon Teen also sent me She Gets the Girl by Rachael, Lippincott, and Alyson Derrick. I actually started it. I got 85 pages in and I DNF'd it, paused it because I just had read Mistakes Were Made, which was about college, and then I read this and it was also about college, and honestly it was giving me anxiety. I was like, I don't want to think about college, and whenever I read, I start to think about my own personal connections, and I really hate that. But I will definitely pick this up when I feel like it. I didn't hate it. I was actually really enjoying it, but for my own mental health, I was like, I can't do this. Avon kindly sent me The House of Now and Then by Edward Underhill. I'm actually currently reading this, and I'm loving it. If you liked The In-Between Bookstore by Edward Underhill, you will love this. We follow Harlow, a trans man in his 30s who goes to Cape Cod for the summer to escape his life. He just needs a change of scenery. He just went through a breakup and he needs a change of scenery. This trans woman named Dina kindly lets him rent her cottage in Cape Cod for the summer. But little does he know that it's actually magical. When he goes to the cottage for the first time and walks in, people from his life are there. His dad is in the kitchen, his professor is in the living room, his ex-boyfriend is in the bathroom, and Dina's nephew, Nathan, is there. It's a time loop. They're all stuck in a time loop in a cottage, and I believe that Harlow is going to have to make amends with these people. As I've been reading this, I've just been thinking about how, to me, Edward Underhill is like my John Green. I loved John Green in high school and in college. I loved reading his work. It got me through tough times. And now in my 30s, that's what Edward Underhill is for me. I feel like his books just come to me at the right time. And this also is published on my birthday, so it just feels kismet. There's so many storylines in here that I'm like, uh-oh, why is he writing my life? It kind of scares me. But I'm really enjoying it. It's so fun. Perfect summer read. I'm definitely gonna do a video where I share like queer books to read for the summer because a lot of the books I've read recently fit that category. But this is very good so far. I'm really enjoying it. And thank you so much to Avon for sending me a copy. Next, I have a whole pile of books from the Dial Press. Thank you, Katie, and to the Dial Press for sending me arcs as always. Let's start with Motor City Love Song by Lisa Peters. It's a music book. No one knows why the queen of indie rock vanished from the Detroit scene 20 years ago. Now her ex-girlfriend is determined to track her down, and what she uncovers will change everything. I think I mentioned this in my most anticipated releases video that I published at the end of 2025, so that is where I featured this, but I guess I didn't actually haul it. Next, I got the newest Matt Crane, and I genuinely don't know if I can say this word on YouTube. So I think I'm just going to hold it up. I don't think you can actually see what the title is. It's probably fine if I just do this, right? Please don't flag me for this book. These arcs are so flimsy that they end up just falling on the ground. I have had so many books fall on the ground during this video. So hit subscribe for my own sanity. That's the title. Please don't flag me. Also, don't flag me for the cover either. I think the cover's probably fine, but I actually don't know what this is about. So it says, a full frontal confrontation on the ways we perform desire and shame, from the downright bizarre to the frighteningly relatable. An employee at a hunting ground where people pay to act out hate crimes prepares to meet their girlfriend's parents for the first time. A self-destructive client engages in an affair with their therapist, careening their relationship towards its inevitable breaking point. At a theme park where men pay to ogle women dressed as sirens, a mild-mannered boat attendant gets engaged to the star performer. And in the title story, a pregnant internet sex worker blackmails her clients into attending a disastrous story. Nothing is off limits for Matt Crane as they rework classic stories of rejection, isolation, and connection to suggest that the so-called, by existing in the margins of society, may be the one who sees the world most clearly. Crane brings their keen eye for the unsavory to 17 transgressive stories that are as tantalizing and addictive as the characters' experiences. A provocative and uproarious collection about pleasure, performance, and pain. It's an exploitation of the awesome depravity of queer modernity. I probably butchered all those words. I have a Philadelphia accent. I can't help it. But wow, this sounds really interesting. I didn't know it was a collection of stories. Last year I read I Keep My Exoskeletons to Myself and I enjoyed that. So this sounds really good. I like the exploration of what this word implies to the queer community and who it's really for. And like, queer people can be like that, but it's usually cis men. White cis men, usually. Simonteen sent me a bunch of Rachael and Alyson's books, so I was also sent Make My Wish Come True. I'm hoping to read this in December. Simonteen also sent me Survival Show by Juno Dawson, and this is a dystopian. I can't say if these are actually dystopian, but like they read to me as such. I'll read it really quickly. The world takes and takes from Taryn Beck, but there's one thing it'll never have. Her voice. When she sings, that's when Taryn feels totally free from the aftermath of the war, from the Scottish refugee camp where she lives, and from the responsibility of making ends meet for her sick brother. Taryn's voice is her one ticket out, and that's why she signs up to be a contestant on the world's most watched television program, Star Maker, where kids from the New Peace Alliance compete for the chance to join an all-singing, all-dancing pop group. If you rise to the top, a life of luxury and stardom awaits. There's one small catch. Those who rank lowest face a televised public execution, which means that Taryn is about to sing for her life. You know what I mean by it feeling like dystopian? Like, I guess it's kind of fantasy, but also a little dystopian. But this sounds really exciting. I've only read Juno Dawson's book, This Book is Gay, so I'm excited to see that she is getting more like fiction books, and that's really exciting. Let's just do all of these because they're all from Simonteen. This is just the Simonteen section. They sent me Olivetti by Allie Millington. This is, I believe, from the perspective of a typewriter. I had seen this a couple years ago when it was published, and it sounds really interesting, so I gladly accepted it. They also recently sent me a physical copy of the newest book from Olivia A. Cole and Ashley Woodfolk. Ashley Woodfolk is one of my favorite authors. This is called Queer Leaders. We're here, we're queer, we came to cheer. I love that. Oak Haven High doesn't have cheerleaders, it has queer leaders. It's a fun coincidence that every varsity cheerleader since Davy Kathy took the squad by storms 3 years ago has been or has come out as queer. But this season, after rumor sparks that newly minted Captain Davy has been recruiting queer members only, Davy is accused of discrimination against straight students. She's given an ultimatum: recruit a straight athlete for the team or the funding for their competitive cheer season will take a major tumble. Enter Kendall Hayes, the edgy, mysterious new girl. When Davy sees that Kendall has a boyfriend, she quickly convinces her to join the squad. Problem solved. Until she finds out that Kendall's actually bisexual and newly single. Now Kendall and Davy are faced with having to keep those details under wraps until nationals, which only gets more complicated when they start falling hard and fast for each other. I think we're gonna get a lot of these storylines and I'm really glad about it. Like, just the climate of the world. Publishing is kind of taking note that we need queer stories like this. This sounds so good and I love these authors so much, so yay. Excited to have another book from them. They also kindly sent me the newest 10th anniversary edition of Always and Forever Lara Jean. I am so happy about this because I got the first 10th anniversary edition. I bought it myself and I have a collection of To All the Boys I Loved Before books. I made like a short about it and I am just continuing the collection. It's the only book collection I have aside from Simon. I have 2 books of Simon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda. It's been a while since I've had to say that title. And I have my Beverly Cleary collection, but this is one of my favorite book series of all time. I love Jenny Han so much and I need her to continue to write books, please. I need it. And I know she's busy with the TV, but I wish she would come back. Please. But it's exciting to have this and I really appreciate them sending it. There's also a To All the Boys I Loved Before graphic novel and I'm very excited about that. I have an e-arc of it, but again, thank you to Simon Teen. I really appreciate this because it helps with my collection. I just need P.S. I Still Love You and then my collection will sadly be complete. They also sent me Joy to the Girls, which is the novella to Make-A-Wish. They also sent me Once for Yes by Allie Millington. Heartfelt and bursting with a community of unique characters, Once for Yes is a testament to the endurance of love and the people we carry with us wherever we go. Honestly, the font is hard to read here, so I'm not even going to try to read the whole thing. Leo just jumped onto my bed, but he was on the ground just looking at all the books like, what are you doing? Why do you have this all here? Okay, here are the final books. Let's do this. I was kindly sent A Lady of All Seasons by TJ Alexander. Thank you so much to the publisher for sending me this. I believe this is vintage. Oh, and they sent me some character cards. Yes, vintage is a division of Penguin Random House. Yay, they sent me these. I totally forgot about this. Here are the character cards. This is why you pre-order books, people, because you get fun things. I know I was sent them, but usually the author has like a fun incentive like this, and it's exciting. I love this because I like to know what the characters look like. I just feel like I can't do a good job in my head that I need to know visually what they look like. I really enjoyed A Gentleman's Gentleman, so I'm excited about this. It is basically like, what, an installment? It's a trans historical romance set in Regency England. This has a gender fluid character and I believe trans femme character. I was also sent Someone to Daydream About by Sydney Langford. This also from Macmillan. I already read this. I really enjoyed it. I have a little review, so that'll probably be linked down below. I was sent a copy from the publisher through Toppling Stacks Tours on Instagram. I did a Instagram video for them where I reviewed it. It was not paid. It was just a part of the tour, gifted. And I really enjoyed this. This is inspired by the Disney original movie Starstruck, and it is following Natalie, a deaf girl who was an ASL tutor. Her late father ran a deaf center and she and her sister want to continue upgrading it and keeping it in the family and just keeping it around. One of her clients is the sister of Felix Song, who is very popular. He is a pop star in the very famous band Daydream. It's a boy band. Natalie is asked to go on tour with Felix to help him with his ASL and tutor him in ASL because his sister is slowly losing her hearing. She doesn't want to, she doesn't like him, and she just wants to stay home. But when he gives her an ultimatum that includes a sum of money that she desperately needs, she says yes, and she learns that Felix is not who she thought he was. Oh my god, this was so fun. Honestly, if you read any type of boy band fanfic back in the day, you will like this. It's very queer and has disability rep. Of course, Natalie is deaf, but Felix has dysgraphia and dyslexia. He's also pansexual. Natalie is demisexual. I was trying to make sure I got those correct. I might have mixed them up and like swapped. So apologies if I did do that, but I did review it, I believe, back in March. So it's in my March wrap up if you want to hear more. There's also a service dog. Oh my god, this was so fun. I really loved this. I read it so fast and it was great. I just thought to myself, there's so many books I'm gonna have to clean up after this. I was recently sent a sapphic softball romance. This is Running Home to You by Samantha Saldivar. I didn't know about this, so thank you to the publisher for sending me this and putting it on my radar. In this sweeping sapphic sports romance, two college softball stars compete for each other's hearts if only they can get past their fear of striking out. I'm really excited about this. I'm definitely gonna read it for my sports romance vlog. And the final books are graphic novels. I'll share these and then let me know in the comments your favorite queer graphic novel at the moment because I need more recommendations. Punk Like Me is a queer coming of age story about best friends, first love, family conflict, and following your heart. It's the 1980s and punk rock is blowing up in New York City. Young people from all 5 boroughs flock to CBGBS in Greenwich Village to see the latest band and be part of the scene. On Staten Island, just a ferry ride away, 16-year-old Nina Boyd is into punk rock and comic books. She plays guitar, is a straight-A student and a champion swimmer, and is in love with her best friend. Oh, I love that. This is the book that I was pitched by the publisher, but they also kindly sent me another, and this is Chicken Heart. Look at that. The style is so different and I really like that. A stand-up comedian goes on a journey of self-discovery and explores the pitfalls and power of choosing one's queer narrative. Jackie Locklear is a stand-up comedian who is trans and doesn't know how to confront that part of himself. His Aunt Sheila's death spurs him to take a trip to the refuge Sheila built for trans folks, the Chicken Heart Love Commune. But as a city kid, still coming to terms with his trans identity, struggling to process his grief, the bucolic place and its residents don't make him feel like he fits in. Through the power of humor and acceptance, Jackie is able to make space for himself. Wow, I didn't know that this was trans-centered or had a trans lead. Very good. I don't know if I can read this right now. Maybe in a couple months, maybe next year. That's way too close to home for me right now. But thank you again to the publisher for sending me these. All of the titles will be down below, as well as a link to my bookshop storefront because friends don't let friends buy books from Amazon. So if you want to support your independent bookstore and yours truly, Bookshop is the best way to do so. If you want to buy any of your books for the summer and just to treat yourself, use Bookshop. My storefront is down below. I have a shelf that shares every single book I have ever mentioned on the internet, so definitely go over there. I know that it's not in Canada and I think that's so annoying, but I checked and it does say US and the UK, I believe, are where you can use Bookshop. I know it's not accessible to everybody and I'm sad about that, but if you can and you want to support me and independent bookstores, Bookshop is the best way to do so. I'm an affiliate, I'm not sponsored, but I love them. That will be the last book haul for me, hopefully for a while, and I'm not going to request any more books. Thank you all for joining me today. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, a comment, and subscribe. It helps me so much. And if you want to support me further, Bindery is the best way to do so. Thank you to my top members on Patreon and Bindery for their support this month. Oh my god, I appreciate you so much. If you want to become a paid member, it is as low as $5. It helps me so much. It is my dream to have my own imprint, to publish the queer and trans books that I love reading as an adult and wish I had as a teen. So if you want to help me do that, Bindery is linked down below. If you would like to watch more, YouTube thinks you would like that video and you can subscribe there. Goodbye.